You know, as I was thinking about this, Jesus says, listen, the source of strength. Are you weary of sin? Are you weary of all the fears and the worries? Are you being motivated by things that drive you into the ground? Are you stressed out? He says, come to me. Come to me. I'm the source of life. Come to my word. It's the source of truth. It will help you know what's real and what isn't. It's a guidebook, a pathway. But notice what else he says here. He says, take my yoke upon you. I was thinking about that. The way I could interpret that is this. I could go, okay, so now I'm already carrying a heavy load, and I bring it to you, and now you say, add mine to yours. And I was like, wow, but that's not what he's saying. Here's what he's saying. In order to add mine to yours, you got to take off yours. You got to take it off. You got to let my word direct you. You got to let my people and my spirit. We're gonna start taking off things. This worry about tomorrow. Listen, I'm in the picture. Whatever happens, I can take care of that if you're walking with me. So let's take that off. You're working so hard because you think you're not valuable. You've got to prove yourself to the world. No, you already have your value. I love you. You're not your job. And as he starts to unpack this, he starts to help you throw things out of the back of that. And here's the deal. You got to let him do it. You got to let him take that burden off. You're worried about so many things. You're freaked out about so many things. And you got to let him take it off. Because, you know, he's not just going to throw his on top of yours. In order to take his yoke upon you by faith, you have to allow him to take yours off. You know, he's using an analogy of one of those old plows, you know, where you'd sit on the back and the weight, your weight, and you take this thing down and it plow the ground, and then you've got these oxen and these two oxen that they tie together, or two horses or whatever. And he's saying, here's what he's saying. Listen, come to me, give me the reins. Stop pulling. We're going to take that one off. All the stuff you're pulling, all your sin, all your fear, all your anxiety, all your stress, we're going to take that off. You're going to give me the reins. I'm going to give you a direction. You have to surrender by faith. You have to surrender by faith. Okay, God, I feel like this is all real, but you're telling me it's not real. I'm going to choose by faith to go, no, take the reins. And, you know, he's not just saying give God the reins. He's saying get in Jesus' yoke. This yoke is, two animals are bound together. And Jesus is saying, listen, get in on my yoke. The cool thing about being in on Jesus' yoke is that now you've got his direction, and he's not saying there's no burden at all. He's saying there is his burden. You take on his burden. His burden is real. The things that he's concerned about are real. The things that we're concerned about are fiction. They're lies. It's deception. He says, no, there are some real things. And yes, there is a burden, but you don't have to pull that burden alone. I'm going to pull it with you. Now, Jesus and us, you and me and Jesus are going to pull in his direction and his strength. You know why it's light? You know why his burden is light? Because he's not just giving you the direction. He's pulling you in that direction if you'll let him.